What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Hoping everybody's having a good day. If you're watching this video, it means you're alive. So that's a positive. If you're watching this video, you might be in the hospital looking at your phone, but it means you're still alive. So that's a plus. I was reading something in the book of Proverbs. I read there. Most of what I read when I read Proverbs. Wisdom. Whether I apply it or not, I at least try to read it. But I read something that really stuck out to me. I wanted to share it. Maybe it can bless somebody. And it said a healthy spirit can overcome adversity. A healthy spirit can overcome adversity. And I thought about that, and I'm sure many of you can identify as well. A lot of times in life, you'll go through something. I thought about myself, my own personal life, times where I have been rocked by life, particularly, when you're caught off guard. For me, when I had retina detachment 3 weeks before my 40th birthday, life really threw me for a loop. I knew it was coming eventually because I had been told since I was 12 years old I had a thin retina. And I went all the way to 3 weeks before 40 before it finally gave out on me. Caught me off guard. Devastated. I've shared this before, but I remember my kids wanting to go back to school or going back to school, and I was so deep in financially that I had to even count my pennies on what I was able to do as a man to help them get school supplies. The what we normally would do: the clothes, the notebooks, the pencils, the pens, the calculators. Y'all know. Those of you with kids, y'all know. But even though that hurt me as a man, my spirit was still healthy because I knew I'm going to overcome this. It doesn't matter. I may not be able to work the same job. I may have to find a different career. I may have to find a different way to make money, but I knew that I was going to overcome. A matter of fact, I told them, you know, because, go back to school in August. I said, I may not have it now. I said, but by Christmas time, things will be better. My spirit was healthy. A healthy spirit can overcome adversity. There are many of you. I got a friend of mine, YouTube homeboy, if you please. I think in real life we would still be tight. Zoe Madden, who has shared the story on his channel briefly of how he went through some things in his own body as a man. And he just celebrated his freedom from it. His spirit was healthy. He was able to overcome, not even telling many people about it, kind of keeping it to himself. And I'm sure he had maybe some doubts. I'm sure he had many concerns. I'm sure every test, every trip to the doctor, to the office would raise his anxiety levels as naturally it would be. But with a healthy spirit, he was able to overcome adversity. And now his testimony today is that he's cancer free. Big celebration they had with his family and friends. Healthy spirit can overcome adversity. But the writer of Proverbs went on to say, but a wounded or a broken spirit, who can handle that? If you have a healthy spirit, you can overcome adversity. Things can come in your life and knock you off your rocker. Life can treat you in the boxing ring like the Mike Tyson of old, where cats was getting knocked out in less than a minute. Life can do that, put you on your back. But with a healthy spirit, you can get back up and overcome. You can conquer. But what happens when your spirit is broken? What happens when the very thing that you lean on to support you during rough times, when no matter what nobody say, because you know when you going through, people will come and try to encourage you. I've been there. I've been on both ends. I've been both the one that they encouraged, and I have been on the other side as the one that was doing the encouraging. But at the end of the day, when you're the one that's going through, it's your spirit that allows you that tenacity that's within you, that fight that's in you, that determination that's in you, that says, I will overcome. I will bounce back. I will survive. Your spirit do that. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody ever been through something and no matter what nobody said and you was thankful for it, you can, but you know what, y'all, you can go through something and people be standing right next to you and talking to you and encouraging you, and it's just like buzz in your ear because you going through so heavy you can't really hear what people are saying, although you are thankful that they're saying it, although that you are thankful that you have people around you that care about you and want to see you succeed. It's kind of just like buzz in your ear. And you know, if I'm going to make this, if I'm going to get back up on my feet, I'm going to have to be the one to do it. Your spirit drives you when nobody else and their words can help you. Your spirit, a healthy spirit, will do that. But my question is, what happens when that spirit is not healthy? What happens when that spirit that we have is broken? And I think that we see that a lot in our life, especially now, where people are giving up. Their spirit is broken. And once the spirit is broken, you no longer can survive what you used to be able to survive. The same thing can happen to you again, and this time you won't be able to make it because your spirit is broken. And the writer asked the question, who can handle that? Adversity with a healthy spirit, I can handle. The loss of a job with a healthy spirit, I can handle. Maybe the loss of a loved one with a healthy spirit, I can tell myself, this is life. This is nature. This has happened since the beginning of time. Even the loss of a child, God forbid. Parents always want to be able to go first, the natural way. But even the loss of a child over time, when you mourn and grief, you can look around and say somebody else, your spirit can tell you somebody else went through this long before you. You can make it. And you get back up on your feet. You take your days off, you grieve, you cry, you wail, you go visit the site, you carry around extra tissues with you all the time, but your spirit being healthy causes you to overcome again. But what happens when that same spirit is broken? I think, in my own way of looking at things, that was the writer's way, because we use words now, of course, that they didn't use. Like they wasn't saying mental health in those days, but I think that was the writer's way of saying, of giving his interpretation of the importance of mental health. That's what I believe. That was his way of saying, if you're going to guard and protect anything, protect your spirit, protect your mind. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Because we're living in a world where people are broken. Their spirit is broken and they're checking out. Their spirit becomes broken and they're checking somebody else out. Their spirit becomes broken and they're living in depression for months, weeks, years. Their spirit is broken and all they can do is complain. Their spirit is broken and their perception of life is dark and gray. They can't even see that the grass is green. They can't even see in the fall that the leaves are red, yellow, and appreciate the beauty of nature. They can't see it. You can hand them a brand new baby, which for most times it'll bring a smile to anybody's face, and they can't even appreciate it. Spirit broken. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you all today. A healthy spirit can overcome adversity, but a wounded or a broken spirit, who can handle that? So I appreciate y'all. Thanks for rocking with me. Just my thoughts of the day. Anybody know what I'm talking about, though? Get in the comments. Let's talk about it. Share this with someone. I say this often, but I don't say it on every video, but certain videos, because you never know what people are going through. Share this with someone that you know may be facing something right now, and they may just need some words of encouragement no matter what they're going through. I appreciate y'all. Till the next time, y'all be good.